Everybody, happy Wine Wednesday. Kevin and Robin here. The weather's starting to turn around. Might get back out on the grill this week.
Oh, I might get back on the white wine this week too, and I like your ideas.
Well, thank you. Yesterday was National Drink Chenin Day, in case you didn't know. And
Missed it.
in case you didn't know, we love Chenin here. So in honor of that, we put together a little 3-pack of 3 of our favorite and best-selling Chenin Blancs, all the way from sparkling to super premium delicious from Arnold Lambert.
The funny thing about Drink Chenin Day is, I didn't even know it was Drink Chenin Day, but
By default, you drink
I
some
drank
Chenin.
some, yeah. Didn't mean to do it, but I did. Yeah,
That's how
had
much
a
we
couple
love
actually,
Chenin.
yeah, just coincidentally. How's that?
Awesome. So yes, we do have this little trio online and in store. You want to pick it up. We've got some sparkling stuff from Jeff Carell, favorite producer here. Really, really fun all Chenin Blanc. Great for the patio. And then of course the Samour, which is one of our best-selling whites in the shop for good reason. It can pair with anything. So it's great to have that kind of $20 Chenin Blanc that you can just open up, pair with any meal you're doing or just some friends outside.
We've worked with that wine for more than 20 years.
Really?
It's crazy.
Good
And it's
for you.
always been a bestseller every single one of those years. So
Yeah.
Got to be doing something right.
Something.
You know?
And then of course Arnold Lambert,
You gotta
your
jump on
new
there.
favorite.
Yeah, I mean, it's been hours since I've had that.
Just 12?
I don't even know if it was that many. Yeah, Lambert's making, phenomenal wines up and down the line. This is sort of his, I guess, entry level as far as the close go. So that's a walled vineyard. This one's about 3 hectares. That's the one that comes out of the gate kind of swinging. So it's probably the easiest. Chenin's an interesting grape, right? Because it can have a lot of acidity, especially when it's young. So sometimes the wines need a little bit of time. The higher end ones for sure do. And it's a very versatile grape too. You can make sparkling wine, you can make dry wine, you can make sweet wine, you can pretty much do anything
All across
with it.
the board, yeah.
As long as you're growing it in a great place. And these guys are growing it in really one of the best places in the world in Samour. So if you haven't had that yet, that's like unmissable, right? Like you have to try this wine at some point, because I really think at $37, really one of the best sort of premium wines in the shop, bang for the buck.
And I also want to point out that that bottle is $37, but the whole pack is actually only $74.95. You're getting these bottles for a steal of a deal, so you really do want to try them all.
Yeah, absolutely. We got some new reds in hand here, and I have not had this yet, so I'm gonna go ahead and
We
change
have
that.
to.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we've got the wines from Ortega on feature this week. So a few wines from Rioja. The region of Rioja is in northern Spain, home of Tempranillo. Tempranillo really is the king grape varietal here. And then sometimes blended in with just a little bit of Grenache as well to kind of help balance it out. Again, Tempranillo, you can find a few different options and styles. So from the House of Ortega with the Joven, the young version of their Riojas, they are actually doing carbonic maceration with it. So this is a bottle that I even chilled down in the summer a little bit.
Free little picnic wine. It's funny because we were just talking before we jumped on air here that there's only a $3 difference here.
Yeah.
These wines are so vastly different. This is really like a juicy kind of picnic, chill it down, backyard kind of wine.
Yeah.
And the Crianza is a pretty serious wine, no? Like I always think of this as being like some real complexity to it. It's got a little bit of, by law, at least a year aging in oak, right? So
That is exactly it. So for
you
12
know that
months,
better than me.
12 months they are aging in barrel, and 70% of that time is in new oak. So it's actually, sometimes I hate talking about oak because people get a little bit scared of it, but it's kind of like the seasoning when you're cooking, right? It's just like adding that little bit of extra texture and spice and flavor components to really round something out and help soften it up.
When it's done correctly, oak is not only like an important part of wine, it's like an essential part of wine, right? Because it's what helps wine kind of soften out during the raising up of the wine, right? So in that time between it being grapes and being in the bottle, it lives typically in oak, stainless steel, or cement, or one of those 3 or all those 3 at some point. But it's that time in oak that the wine really sort of develops flavor, and good winemakers use that to their advantage. And again, yeah, it's like the spice. It's subtle, but it's a super important part of winemaking. And I think with a lot of the sort of modern techniques of oak integration, like chopping up barrels and adding them, or adding oak flavoring even, it's really scared people off, the idea of oak, because they get these like really artificial, weird oak flavors, right? And this is not that at all. It's really like a subtle kind of spice to it. That's
I think these guys really get it right, honestly. And I mean, that probably comes from their history too. The great grandfather back in the 1800s, when he started this winery, before that, he was actually a cooper and he was making barrels, and so barrel making in history is kind of part of their family, so I think they know what they're doing.
I'd say so. That's spectacular. I really like that. It's got, I mean, for me, Great Rioja has that really kind of smoky green tobacco, like a little bit of spice to it, and this is just like hitting all targets.
Yeah.
Love that. For $25, that's got to be one of the best deals in the shop.
Yep. I agree.
All right. 2 good reasons to come down.
2 good reasons to come down. In case you are looking for anything outside of wine, don't forget we do have beer, spirits, and a lot of us are turning to those non-alc options lately too. And the newest rave in non-alc products is hop water.
Oh,
so
yeah.
no calories, no sugar, and all 3 stores just happen to get some in stock too. So come on in and check it all out.
All right.